Hi guys, we're going to look at multiplying integers. So let's say we have 5. So 5 is a positive integer, it's on this side of the number line. So with any integer or any number, we can times it by 1, and if we times any number by 1, it's going to be the same. So 5 times by 1 equals 5. So let's say if we have negative 5 now, so now we're looking on this side of 0, so negative 5. If we times that by 1, using the same sort of thing, it should equal minus 5 because it's just going to be the same number. Now, knowing sort of ways that multiplication works, if I had 5 times by negative 1, so let's say, because we can do this either way, it's going to equal negative 5 as well. So 5 times by negative 1 also equals negative 5. So let's say now we have minus 5 times by minus 1. So here we saw that if it's a positive and a positive, it's going to equal positive. And if we give a negative times by a positive, we're going to get a negative. And we have a positive times by a negative, it's going to give a negative. Now we have two negatives, it's going to give us a positive. So we can see that here. So we've got a positive and positive equals positive, a negative and positive equals negative, positive, negative equals negative, and a negative equals a positive. So let's look at some examples. So let's say we have 5 times negative 3. And I'm going to show you an easy way to sort of do it. So if you just do the positive integers first, so let's say 5 times by 3. Then we work that out. So 5 times by 3 is 15. And then if we times the sign, so we have a positive 5 times by a negative 3, so a positive times by a negative. Then we come to our chart here, and it's going to be a negative. And then we just have to add those together. So we have 15 and a minus, so it's going to be minus 15. So next one we have a minus 10 times by a minus 3. So if we just look at the positive integers, so 10 times by 3, which is 30. And then if we have our signs, which is a minus times by a minus, and we look at our chart, it's going to be a positive. So then we have a 30 and a positive, so we have positive 30 as our answer. Here we have a minus 4 times by 2. So we have 4 times by 2, which is 8. And then we have a minus times by a positive, which equals, looking over here, negative. So we have 8, negative 8. So let's look at a more complicated one here. So we have 2 times by negative 4 times by negative 5 times by negative 1. So first I'm just going to label it into positives and negatives. So we have a positive 2, a negative 4, negative 5, and a negative 1. And I'm going to break up into parts. So I'm going to do 2 times 4 first, and I'm going to do negative 5 times by 1. So I'm going to do this part and get an answer here, and this part and get an answer here. So we have 2 times by negative 4, so 2 times by 4 is 8. Then we have a positive and negative, which is going to be minus 8. And we have a minus 5 times by a minus 1, so 5 times by 1 is 5. And a minus equals a positive. So we've got minus 8 here and a positive 5 there. So we're not done yet, so now we have to do a negative 8 times by 5. So 8 times by 5 is going to be 40. And then we have a minus or a negative times by a positive. So a negative and a positive equals a negative. So we have negative 40.